What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I want to talk today. I want to talk about something I came across. I thought it was really interesting. It's called well, no, it's semen retention, right? So you hear guys talking about semen retention, and then um, how that can help you as a man, and it also just shows you like the disinformation that's on the internet, right? And so what I found was that what we find is that that's actually it's not true, right? What I found was it's not true. Actually, so I'm gonna talk about semen retention and cancer, right? What they find is that if you if men, which connects into a lot of different things, right? Semen retention, male prostate cancer, the male loneliness epidemic, all these different things, right? Um, it all ties in. Things are like all connected. And sometimes we don't realize how they're connected, right? And so we find that I'm going to play a report, and well, I'll play some excerpts of this report, and I'll link the report as well. But what we find is that from this report, this guy was saying that the concept of semen retention is total bullshit. All right, that if you actually are like someone who is not in a relationship that doesn't have any interactions with women, let's say, you know, I guess don't masturbate, anything like that, right? Like you don't have any type of what's interesting about if you any type of sexual activity as a man, your rate of the rates of cancer of I think what is it called prostate cancer. Yeah, the rates of prostate cancer go up by like 20 some percent, right? So the less you have sexual intercourse, basically, right, and the less relationships and sexual intercourse and all that you have, your rates of cancer, the probability of you having cancer goes up by like 20 some percent. So the concept, which shows that the concept of semen retention is total bullshit. It goes against nature. Like um, the whole concept of just I guess of any of that kind of, like they call MGTOW and semen retention and different things. It's not good for men, right? Because you don't hear that in women. You don't hear them say, well, the rate of, you know, uh, cancer and vaginal, whatever, cancer in women goes up by 20% if a woman doesn't have a husband, right? You don't hear it. That's not a thing. But in men, it is, right? It's a real thing. I'm about to play some excerpts from this doctor, and where he, matter of fact, I'm just going to do it live. Let's play some excerpts from this doctor. Stand by. Let me play some of this.
Issues have been a concern for men for centuries, with the first written description of urinary retention, a common complication of an enlarged prostate, found in the ancient Egyptian Eba papyrus written around 1500 BC, and it was believed to have been copied from a material dating back to 3400 BC. But despite this long history, not until recently we began to understand the role of the prostate and factors that contribute to its health. So before we get into this zinc and masturbation for the prostate, let's actually understand what the prostate is. Now the prostate is really a gland. It's a walnut-shaped gland that is located underneath your bladder, wrapping around your urethra. Your urethra is just like a tube that carries urine straight for your penis. Now the function of the prostate is actually to produce the seminal fluid, which nourishes and transports semen out of the penis. Now, prostate issue most of the time is due to hormonal problem like.
All right, so I'm going to stop that right there. I'll link the. I'm going to link the rest of that report in the description. Right, doing it live, doing it raw, And I'll link the links to his vlog where he talked about this, and he showed how this whole thing goes all the way back to Egypt, where men, this was a known issue with men, right? That lack of sexual activity and things like, and zinc, he mentioned zinc as well, cause cancer, not cause cancer in men, prostate cancer in men, which is fascinating, right? And so, um, yeah, it shows that like where society is going with this whole men loneliness, excuse me, loneliness epidemic is not a productive thing. Sorry, guys. So this whole sorry, I'm back. So the whole loneliness epidemic, the whole uh, MGTOW, the feminist movement, and the fact that you have, huge numbers of men that don't have wives and girlfriends and fiancés, and and then you see the rates of STDs in women, like syphilis, HIV skyrocketing. Just the rise of social media. You're starting to see a convergence, right? And then you understand the connection. See, I was watching something today, and where the guy was talking about this whole uh, this thing where the guy ran over to kill the cop who because the cop killed his son, so he went out and found the cop and hit him with a car and killed him. Cop, ex-cop, whatever, right? And he was saying like this guy's not this is unconnected, and I was like, no, everything is connected. We just don't understand the connections, right? A lot of times you're ignorant, you just don't understand the connections, but everything's connected. So this issue with feminism and um, male loneliness epidemic, the gender war, um, you see passport bros, you see all kinds of things going on, and then you see how even cancer rate in men, all these things are connected. We just don't understand how they're connected. And once you understand how they're connected, well, that's called intelligence, right? And wisdom, intelligence, etc. When you understand the underlying connections and things, right? So you're going to see more rates of cancer, penile cancer in men because of feminism, because of the male loneliness epidemic, because of the rise in social media and convergence of that and feminism, man. All these different things. And eventually it's going to lead to, it's going to be one of the factors that's going to cause a war. But that's a whole nother talk, right? So I'll leave the links in the description. And yeah, man, it's fascinating stuff, but it really helps you understand the links between like sex, sexual relationships, zinc, um, and cancer, right? And men getting cancer, and and other things, right? So anyway, that's all I got for now, guys. Thanks for watching.